Hey, I'm Robert Pearson, and this is Follow the Leader, where I sit down on my lunch break and we talk about Bible things, going through the man cards one at a time. We are in Proverbs chapter 5. On the card, and the heart of the passage is verses 18 to 21, but I'm going to read the whole paragraph chunk, which is actually 15 to 23, which is 15 to the end of the chapter. Once again, the book of Proverbs jumps around quite a bit, but at the start of it, it's got whole chunks that are all over one idea, topic, or theme. So, here we go. I forgot. Almost forgot. Need to give a disclaimer. This is a very serious topic, and we're going to get real, and pretty salty here in a minute. Have some sharp words and about some serious adult topics. So this is the one to put headphones on for, or turn down, or make sure your kids are out of the room, or save and watch/listen to later, if and you have small audiences around you. So, that said, I'll give you a second to sprint across the room and hit the pause button, or yell frantically at your Alexa because she's not listening. Alright, I'm going to start in, and the scripture's really straightforward, so it starts in quickly. So, let's get to some Bible versing. Here we go, you've been warned. Drink water from your own cistern and fresh water from your own well. Should your springs be dispersed abroad, streams of water in the streets, let them be yours alone, and not for strangers with you. Let your fountain be blessed, and rejoice in the wife of your youth. As a loving hind in a graceful doe, let her breast satisfy you at all times. Be exhilarated always with her love. For why should you, my son, be exhilarated with an adulteress, and embrace the bosom of a foreigner? For the ways of a man are before the eyes of the Lord, and he watches all his paths. His own iniquities will capture the wicked, and he will be held with the cords of his sin. He will die for lack of instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he will go astray. Bible just throws it out there. Let's deal with it. So, how does this make you feel? Is it convicting? Is it, yeah, that's right. What's your personal reaction? Will probably tell you quite a bit about where you're at. So, keep your hands to yourself. That's the straightforward of it, right? If you're married, that's the whole point of being married. Keep your damn hands to yourself. Don't run around. You married one woman, so you get to stay with that one woman. Now, here's the interesting thing. None of this has anything to say about falling in love or not having love. All of these are verbs. He tells you to rejoice in the wife of your youth. He doesn't say, oh, fall in love with her. He tells you that her breasts need to satisfy you. He tells you, be exhilarated with her. So, it's a choice that you get to do. It's not, oh, the magical fuzzy feelings didn't happen. Tough crap, dude. You get to choose what you enjoy. No, you're wrong. Don't disagree with me. That's, from a scientific perspective, even in neurology, your brain changes over time. That's how you learn things. If your brain never changed, you would never learn anything. And you can choose to find things enjoyable, or you can choose to find things not enjoyable. So, the verse takes a long time, the passage takes a long time to say a very simple thing. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't go running around. And we'll get around to the reason towards the end. I want to take a minute, though, because Jesus expands this in Matthew, someplace I didn't bother looking it up beforehand. It's in the Sermon on the Mount. You've heard it said, but I say to you, where he's given all the instructions on stuff, and he says, if you hate your brother, they say, do not murder and hate your enemies, but I say to you, if you hate your brother, you're guilty of murder. Robert's paraphrase. So, he then says, if you look at a woman and think about her, you've already committed adultery. You're guilty of adultery by thinking about a woman that you've looked at in your heart. So let's bring that Jesus' understanding of the Bible to this passage. Don't just keep your hands to yourself. Keep your mind to yourself. And keep your eyes to yourself. Your mind will follow your eyes. What you're looking at is what you're going to think about, and if you think about it long enough, your hands are going to follow your mind. Mind follows your eyes, and your hands follow your mind. So, no. All of those garbage arguments that, oh, it's like looking at a sunset, I can admire beauty. Shut your mouth. No, you can't. That's not how it works. You don't want to go fuck a sunset. That's not how you appreciate sunsets. I've heard the talk from married guys, and it's all of it disgusting. Oh, yeah, I tapped that. Oh, I don't tear that up. Or, oh, I don't like that size of this. Or, I don't know no size of that. That's bullshit. And you know it. And if you're upset right now, it's because you're making fucking excuses. And you don't want to stop. You don't want to go fuck a sunset. So, that's not how you're appreciating that lady's beauty. It's just not. You can acknowledge other women are attractive. But the moment you get married, the moment you put that ring on and say, I do until one of us kicks the bucket, your wife is the only 10 on the planet. Everybody else just got demoted to 9 or lower. The only 10 on the planet is your wife. I don't care how old, how wrinkly, how fat she gets, she's the only 10 on the planet. Because you married her, you chose, you made that choice. So she gets to be the only 10 on the planet for you. And you need to remind yourself of that anytime you find your eyes wandering or your mind wandering. You need to cut that shit off the moment you see your eyes go anywhere other than walking straight forward. You see a lady, you look at her face, you smile, you say hi. It doesn't mean you can't talk to people at work or the office. You can have friendships, you can say hi, you can smile. But your eyes better be on her eyes. And then look away somewhere else. Yeah, ladies don't always dress the most appropriately or even what is appropriate. Stuff happens. They flex and bend. You can see down a lady's shirt. So don't. Put your eyes somewhere else. Look away. Find an excuse to walk off and go somewhere else. And then take that moment in your mind to remind yourself your wife is the only 10 on the fucking planet. Or you can accept the consequences that over time, those decisions add up. Your eyes are going to stray more, then your mind is going to start straying, then your mind is going to stray more, and then it's only a matter of time before your hands and your dick follow. So you can set yourself up for failure or you can set yourself up for success. But don't sit there and fool yourself into thinking, I can look, I just can't touch. Fuck you. Your eyes are the first step to going to touch. So you cut that shit out now. And it's real easy. You do this. You just turn your head. Whoa, look at that. Oh, look down. Suddenly, I think I might have a text I need to look at. It's real easy. But you have to want to. You have to be disciplined. Or just admit to yourself that, yeah, you just don't fucking care that you're married. And, if something better comes along, you'll take it. But don't fool yourself for a minute and think, oh, just appreciate it like a sunset. No, that's bullshit. Now, the reason why, the first reason he gives is because God's watching. Yep. Casting Crowns is a good song that's, uncomfortably convicting for most stuff. But more than God's watching, they immediately, he just throws it out. Of course, God's watching everybody. His own iniquities will capture the wicked. Talking about the wicked's own iniquities will capture the wicked. And he will be held with the cords of his sin. He will die for lack of instruction. That behavior, those thought patterns lead to that behavior. And that behavior leads to, you're going to get fucked. You're going to ruin your life. if you allow yourself to go down that path, even for a short while. And it's not a matter of points like, oh, I've been really faithful so I can look occasionally. You're just giving the enemy a foothold. It's gonna make a little crack, and then it's gonna wedge its way in more into your life. And it's very important that you understand that you need to cut that shit out fast and hard, and don't look back. Keep your mind right. That's all I got today. Hopefully it's something a little more chipper tomorrow. I will see you next time.